Ready? Start. The questions which arose for consideration in the instant appeals were whether persons appointed as superintendents in aided non-governmental hostels are entitled to claim absorption by way of regularization in government service or salary on par with superintendents in government hostels, and whether part-time cooks full stop and chowkidars appointed temporarily by mess committees of government hostels, with 2 or 3 years service, are entitled to regularization by framing a special scheme full stop, allowing the appeals, the court held that the High Courts, in exercising power under Article 226 of the Constitution will not issue directions for regularization, absorption or permanent continuance, unless the employees claiming regularization had been appointed in pursuance of a regular recruitment in accordance with relevant rules in an open competitive process, against sanctioned vacant post full stop. The equality clause contained in Articles 14 and 16 should be scrupulously followed, and courts should not issue a direction for regularization of services of an employee which would be violative of constitutional scheme full stop. While something that is irregular for want of compliance with one of the elements in the process of selection which does not go to the root of the process, can be regularized, the backdoor entries and appointments contrary to the constitutional scheme and / or appointment of ineligible candidates cannot be regularized full stop. Mere continuation of service by a temporary or ad hoc or daily wage employee, under cover of some interim orders of the court, would not confer upon him any right to be absorbed into service, as such service would be litigious employment full stop. Even temporary, ad hoc or daily wage service for a long number of years, let alone service for 1 or 2 years, will not entitle such employee to claim regularization, if he is not working against a sanctioned post full stop. Sympathy and sentiment cannot be grounds for passing any order of regularization in the absence of a legal right full stop, even where a scheme is formulated for regularization with a cutoff date bracket, that is a scheme providing that persons who had put in a specified number of years of service and continuing in employment as on the cutoff date bracket close, it is not possible to others who were appointed subsequent to the cutoff date, to claim or contend that the scheme should be applied to them by extending the cutoff date or seek a direction for framing of fresh schemes providing for successive cutoff dates full stop. Part-time employees are not entitled to seek regularization as they are not working against any sanctioned post full stop. There cannot be a direction for absorption, regularization or permanent continuance of part-time temporary employees full stop. Part-time temporary employees in government-run institutions cannot claim parity in salary with regular employees of the government on the principle of equal pay for equal work full stop, nor can employees in private employment, even if serving full-time, seek parity in salary with government employees full stop. The right to claim a particular salary against the state must arise under a contract or under a statute full stop. The respondents in the instant appeals were appointed in pursuance of the government and aided hostels management rules, 1982, which were issued by the state government on 18.1.1982 full stop, though They were referred to as rules, they were not statutory rules framed by the state government in pursuance of any power vested in the state executive. Instructions and guidelines framed for administrative convenience. Full stop. The said rules were intended to apply to government hostels run by the Social Welfare Department, as also aided hostels which received any aid in the form of grant from the Social Welfare Department. Full stop. Insofar as aided hostels are concerned, the government is liable only to extend aid by way of a grant to students of 6 to 8 standards and students of 8 to 11 standards, staying in such hostels, to meet the expenditure of food, water, electricity, clothes, hair cutting, soap, oil and shoes, and another grant for books and stationery of such students. Full stop. The government is not liable to bear the expenses of salary and allowances of the employees of the aided hostels, and it is for the private organizations which run the aided hostels to meet the salaries of employees from their own resources. Full stop. The persons employed in the aided hostels are the employees of the respective organizations running those hostels and not the employees of the government. Full stop. The government has merely prescribed eligibility conditions to be fulfilled by the private organizations to get grants to meet the food and education expenses of students staying in such hostels. Full stop. Therefore, under no stretch of imagination, persons employed by aided hostels could be termed as persons employed by the state government. Full stop. Stop.